Gurubhyo Namaha. Last week there were two misses. I missed one line to explain one line completely. And I missed reading the entire thing. Normally I read, no, in the end.
We did.
No, we didn't do that.
What we did that.
That was for the class we did, but not for this.
For the explanation.
Explanations we didn't read it. I normally recite. Yeah. No, we all recite together. Yeah. That I didn't do it. So I have. What happens? You get into the flow of talking, and suddenly, like everything vanishes in front of your eyes. What we have to actually do it. So I decided, first I will recite, and then I will go for the meaning. That's better, The one line that I left last week was like the Raja talking to the Rishi and explaining to him, line number 41, Mamatvam gata rajyasya rajyangesh vakileshvapi janathopi yathanyasya kimethan muni saptama. That Mamatvam gata rajyasya rajyangesh vakileshvapi. What mamatvam means, mind, that possessing something. Mamatvam is possessing something. Page number 65. Okay. So mamatvam is possessiveness, having your own, that you feel like you own that. Mamatvam gata rajyasya. The rajyam and the everything is lost, the kingdom is lost, but still I feel possessive about that. After having lost, I know very well that it is lost and it is not mine. Even after knowing that it is not mine, I still feel that kind of an attachment, or that it belongs to me. Mamatvam, that possessiveness that I have it for the lost kingdom, not the kingdom that I own, the lost kingdom which was once mine. Jahanatepi yathamyasa kimethan muni sattam. I don't know why I am not able to let it go. Why I think that though it is not mine, why I think about it as mine. Kimethan muni sattam. Venerable sage, how can this be? Kimethan muni sattam. Muni sattama is the sage, respected sage. Kimethan. Why is it like this? How can this be like this? Okay. So first I will read last week's what I missed, and then we'll continue with this. Page number 63. Vaisyo Vacha. Okay. Vaisyo Vacha. Before the photos. Even one or two pages before that. 63.
Because this number also is
63.
Sorry.
No problem. So I will just, we will recite.
One page before the photo. Yeah, 63.
Vaishyuvacha Samadhirnama Vaisyoham Mutpanno Dhaninam Kule Putradharair nirastascha dhanalobhadasadubhi vihinascha dhanairdareir putrairadaya medhanam vanamabhyagato dukhi nirastaschapta bandhubhi soham navedmi putranam kushalatmikam pravrittim svajananam cha dharanam chatra samstitah kim nu tesham gruhe kshemam akshemam kim nu sampratam katham te kim nu sadvritta durvritta kim nu me sutah rajovacha yair nirasto bhavam lubdhair पुत्रदारादभिर्धनैः तेषु किं भवत स्नेहम् अनुबध्नाति मानसम् वैश्योवाच एवमेतत् यथा प्राह भवान् अस्मद्गतं वचः किं करोमि न बध्नाति मम निष्ठुरतां मनः यैः सन्ध्यज्य पितृस्नेहं धनलुब्धैर्निराकृतः पतिस्वजनहार्दं च हार्दितेष्वेव मे मनः किमेतन्नाभिजानामि जानन्नपि महामते यत्प्रेम प्रवणं चित्तं विगुणेष्वपि बन्धुषु तेषां कृते मे निःश्वासो दौर्मनस्यं च जायते करोमि किं यन्न मनस्तेष्वप्रीतिषु निष्ठुरम् मार्कण्डेयोवाच ततस्तौ सहितौ विप्र तं मुनिं समुपस्थितौ समाधिर्नाम वैश्योऽसौ स च पार्थिवसत्तमः कृत्वा तु तौ यथा न्यायं यथार्हं तेन संविधम् उपविष्टौ कथा काश्चित् चक्रतुर्वैश्यपार्थिवौ राजोवाच भगवन्स्त्वामहं प्रष्टुम् इच्छाम्येकं वदस्त्वतत् दुःखाय यन्मे मनसः स्वचित्ताय तथा विना मम त्वं गतराज्यस्य राज्याङ्गेष्वखिलेष्वपि जानतोऽपि यथान्यस्य किमेतन्मुनिसत्तम अयं च निकृतः पुत्रैर्धारैर्भृत्यैस्तथोज्जितः स्वजनेन च सत्यक्तेषु हार्दी तथाप्यति एवमेष तथाहं च द्वावप्यत्यन्तदुःखितौ दृष्टदोषेऽपि विषये मम त्वाकृष्टमानसौ तत्किमेतन्महाभाग यन्मोहो ज्ञानिनोरपि ममास्य च भवत्येषा विवेकान्तस्य मूढता. This is last week's session, whatever we have explained. This week we will continue, I will recite this first and then we'll explain the thing. Rushiruvacha ज्ञानमस्ति समस्तस्य जन्तोर्विषयगोचरे विषयश्च महाभाग याति चैवं पृथक् पृथक् दिवान्दाः प्राणिनः केचित् रात्रावन्दास्तथा परे केचित् दिवा तथा रात्रौ प्राणिनस्तुल्यदृष्टयः ज्ञानिनो मनुजाः सत्यं किन्तु तेन हि केवलम् यतो हि ज्ञानिनः सर्वे पशुपक्षिमृगादयः ज्ञानं च तन्मनुष्याणां यत्तेषां मृगपक्षिणां मनुष्याणां च यत्तेषां तुल्यमन्यत्तथोभयोः ज्ञानेऽपि सति पश्यैदान् पदङ्गाञ्चावचञ्चुषो गणमोक्षादृतान्मोहात् पीड्यमानानपि क्षुधा मानुषा मनुजव्याघ्र साभिलाषाः सुधान् प्रति लोभात् प्रत्युपकाराय नन्वेतान् किं न पश्यति तथापि ममता वर्ते मोहगर्ते निपातिताः महामाया प्रभावेन संसारस्थितिकारिणा तन्नात्र विस्मयकार्यो योगनिद्रा जगत्पते महामाया हरेश्चैषा तया सम्मोह्यते जगत् ज्ञानिनामपि चेतांसि Devi Bhagavati Hisa Balada Krishya Mohaya Mahamaya Prayachadi Taya Visrujyate Vishwam Jagate Tacharacharam Saisha Prasanna Varada Drunam Bhavati Muktaye Savidya Parama Mukte Hetu Bhuta Sanatani Samsara Bandha Hetuscha Saiva Sarveshwareshwari Rajovacha Bhagavan Kahisa Devi Mahamayeti Bhavan Braviti Katamutpanna Sakarmasyascha Kim Dvija Yat Prabhavacha Sa Devi Yat Svarupa Yadudbhava Tat Sarvam Shrotumichami Tvatto Brahma Vidam Vara Rushiruvacha Nityaiva Sa Jaganmurtis Taya Sarvamidam Tadam Tadhabi Tat Samutpattir Bahuda Shruyatam Mama Devanam Karya Siddhyartam Avirbhavati Sayadha Utpanneti Tadha Loke Sanityapya Vidhiyate Yoga Nidram Yada Vishnur Jagatyekar Krute Astirya Seshamabhaja Kalpante Bhagavan Prabhu Tadadva Vasurau Gorau Vikyathau Madhukaitabau Vishnu Karnamalodbhutau Hantum Brahmana Mudyatau Sanabhi Kamale Vishnor Stithau Brahma Prajapadihi Drashtva Tavasurau Chograu Prasuptam Cha Janardhanam Tushtavayoga Nidram Tam Ekagra Hridayastitah Vibodhanartaya Harer Harinetra Krutalayam Vishveshwarim Jagadhatrim Sthiti Samharakarinim Nidram Bhagavatim Vishnoradulam Tejasah Prabhu. This week we learned up to this. The main crux of Devi Mahatmyam is being explained by the Rishi. As I told you, first the acceptance of the king that he is lacking something. Whatever knowledge he has got is not giving the right answers to him, the doubt he has. He approaches the sage. That humility is the first step. You accept your mistakes and with all the humility you want to rectify it, and you go and approach a person whom you feel fit enough to explain your doubts. Clear all your doubts. So that is the first step, because you just come down one step from your ego. You come down that I am a king, or I am a person of knowledge. From that, I don't know something, recognizing that you don't know something, and then approaching somebody to get that knowledge. These two are very, very important, and both the Raja and the merchant, they decide to approach the sage. They ask question, why it is something like this happened to people of knowledge. As far as Raja is concerned, he feels like, both Raja and merchant are very knowledgeable people. Worldly knowledge is different from spiritual knowledge. Worldly life is different from spiritual life. These two are two things. Though they are intertwined so much, still they are separate. Because there are certain ways that you have to lead your worldly life. There are rules, there are regulations for that this is the way that you have to lead it. And in the same way, there are, like, this is the bondage, like you are contained by everything. Worldly life is a bondage. You are contained by rules, regulations, and what is around you, the constraints that you have in your approach, or constraints in your life as such. Whereas spiritual life is you are traveling towards freedom. This is just the opposite. You cannot mix these two. So many times we are all people who are living our regular life. And side by side we are trying, aspiring to grow in our spiritual path. That can happen. That is like, that is the best, I will not say the least, because this is the best a Grihastha can do. This is the best a Grihastha can do, not compromising on their life, especially for women like us. Not compromising. We cannot compromise. We have our family priorities, so family depends on us. So that is very important on one side. And at the same time, to balance us, we are at the end of the day, we are an individual soul. Here there is no gender here. There is no gender, man, woman, or animals or plants. There is no gender here. This is a soul. We are talking about a soul in a spiritual life. A soul's yawning is always there. Whatever be it in this earth, the yawning of the soul is something to be one with the divine, to free itself from the life. It is there side by side. But Raja is not able to differentiate that. That is his ignorance. He feels his worldly knowledge is something so much that he can find answer to all his doubts. He has not gone deep into the spiritual life, though his first step he is getting onto that. So, to distinguish the worldly knowledge and the spiritual life, the Rishi first explains the perception, awareness is very common to all the souls. For example, we all feel we are very well aware of our surroundings. We are very well, perception, because we are able to see, we are able to recognize things, we are able to articulate our feelings, everything. We feel that awareness is much better advanced in human beings. But it doesn't mean everything else lack awareness. Awareness is common to all beings. No? If a lion is approaching, deer must be aware that a predator is coming to kill him. That sense is there. That awareness is there about its surroundings. Their awareness is mainly for survival. It is very common, awareness is common to all beings, all living beings. As the plant turns towards the sunlight on its own without you doing anything, because of its awareness, because of its perception. Okay? In the same way, humans also have the same thing. Humans have 2 or 3 things extra, which is reason, will, and most of it is ego. We only feel that I consciousness is much more in us than in any other living being, because we have the reasoning power that I consciousness is there. That, the survival instinct of protecting myself. I come first. Then only comes everybody else. Everyone else come next. Only I come first. That ego is the center of that analyzes everything. We have that analytical power where reasoning power, whether it is, all these things are given to human beings. That is the only difference. Even they have got some kind of, to some level, reasoning for their survival. The predator has to go hiding, not to be seen, to catch its prey. If it has to kill a deer or kill an animal, you see, you can never locate a tiger. Tiger will be there. How? Even the movement will be so stealthy. You cannot hear the movement, even if it is moving around the grass, dry grass, the movement will be so very, very cautiously it will take out, so the deer doesn't get that thing. So he can go and pounce on it. That's the instinct. Instinct, the reasoning, it has got mainly for survival. We are only endowed with all the reasoning and everything to achieve a different end. It is not only for survival, it is to go beyond survival. Right? So this is like, everything, the first line itself, Rishi says, first line, Jnanamasti samastasya jantor vishaya gochare. For every living being in this world, the perception of senses are meant for the worldly existence. It is common to everyone. Every soul. Jantor Vishaya Gochare. Samasta Jnanamasti Samastasya Jantor Vishaya Gochare. The perception of senses, every living being has got it in this world. You are not alone. First, you are not alone. You think you are alone? You are the superior? No. Everyone is in the same level of senses to survive in this world. Perception of senses, because their ears, eyes, everything is sharp. For the survival, it is there. Vishayascha mahabhaga yati chaivam pratak pratak. This is like, the objects that are perceived by individuals is different. When we look at a deer, we look at it as a deer. When a tiger looks at the deer, it looks at it as its prey, as its food. That's the difference. Like when we look at it, so that way each being, each senses, the way they perceive things is different. Animals perceive things only as its food. We give different names. No? If I am just talking about tiger and deer, even the vegetable eating, that even the deer that when it sees grassland, can it differentiate this is grassland, that is, no, it is its food. This I have to eat, this is my food. They don't mix it up. Deer doesn't go and hunt for an animal, or tiger doesn't eat grass. That kind of knowledge is there for them. They eat what they are supposed to eat. They don't go out of the way to try out anything else if it is available. Okay, let me try out this grass today. We only do it because we have got the reasonings. Humans only do that. They just in various ways. The same thing is perceived in different ways. Though the senses are there, one thing is perceived in prathak, differently it is perceived by each of the living beings. But everything in this world has got senses. Perception of senses is there for every living being in this world, though the subject they are viewing is different. Differently they view it. They perceive it differently. Got it? That is what. Jnanamasti samastasya jantor vishaya gochare vishayascha mahabhaga yati chaivam pratak pratak. They just perceive it differently, but the sense of perception is there for every living being. Humans are not the only one. Then he comes next. Divandav pranina kechit ratravandas tathapare. Diva andav pranina. Andha means blind. Diva means day. Pranina creatures. Okay. Diva andav, that is why diva anda divanda. Divandav pranina kechit. There are some creatures, they are blind by day. Andha means blind. So some creatures cannot see in the daylight. They are blind. Ratra Vandastadapari. In the same way, there are some creatures who cannot see in the night. Some cannot see in the daytime, some cannot see in the night. Kechid diva tatha ratrau praninas tulya drishtaya. But there are some creatures who can see both day and night very clearly. Tulya drishtaya. Very clearly they can see both in the day and the night. He is talking about perception, how things happen in this world. Like, Jnanino manuja satyam. Yes, truly humans are endowed with knowledge. The power of perception, human, because we can differentiate a deer from a tomato. We don't consider it only as food. We know this is this, this is that. We have got that kind of a reasoning. We don't look at everything as food. But animals look at things as mainly their food. Okay. So truly, Jnanino Manuja Satyam. Yes, truly humans are endowed with the power of perception. Kintu te nahi kevalam. But they are not alone. They are not the only one who has got the power of perception. Understand that. Yes, what you say is right. Truly, Satyam it is. Humans are endowed with the power of perception, but you have to understand, they are not alone. Kintu te nahi kevalam. They are not alone. Yatho hi jnaninas sarve pashu pakshi mrigadaya. Pashu means cattle. Pakshi, birds. Mrigha means wild animals. All the creatures perceive, they have perception of senses. It's not only for the humans, every being has got the power of perception. Jnanam cha tan manushyanam yattesham mrigapakshina. The awareness, what the humans have, jnanam cha tan manushya, the knowledge or the awareness that the humans have, birds, beasts also possess. Yattesha mriga pakshina. Mriga means animals, beasts. Pakshi means birds. They also have that knowledge. And vice versa. Whatever the knowledge the birds and animals have, humans also possess the same knowledge. Manushyanam cha yattesham tulya manya tathopayoho. You have to understand here, both the awareness are similar. Both Mrigapakshi awareness and human awareness, they are similar. Manushyanam cha yattesham tulya manya tathopayoho. So you don't think that you are different from any other being. We are all one among the living beings. The next, see, this is a very, what they say is, the next line, he comes, how Maya plays in everyone's role. Mrigapakshi as well as human, how the Maya, Mahamaya plays. He says like, the behavior is so complex. Not only humans, the behavior in the cosmos of the living beings is so complex. If you see so, the next line he says like, birds, they collect food from everywhere. The younger ones will be in the nest only. The bird will be hungry, the mother bird will be hungry, but it will come and first feed the young ones. You'll just push it inside the beak. That's what he's saying. They push it inside the beak. But Manusha have children with the expectation that in olden days he will come and take care of me. Correct?
Birds, they abandon the children once they come to a certain age.
They don't have attachment. We are attached because we are having reasoning power. We are attached and we want to supply everything to the child and take care of him so well. Remember this, and when I am unable to do my own stuff, you are going to be there. I mean, it is untold one.
Yeah.
See, even now the saying is, if you look at it, see, he is deserted by the parents. Parents are deserted by the children. Children are living somewhere. Now at least we know, we are all very well aware of things now. We all prepare ourselves for the journey. We don't want to wait for the children because we know that they have their lives. Now slowly we are also turning like birds. We want to let go of the attachment. So, but at the end of the day, if you see the talk, the first thing comes, see, the parents are in the old age home, their children are not taking care of the parents. How much they must have done for him or her. First vartha adhaan vartha.
Mami, Pitru Runa also they say.
Pitru Runa is different, ma. What he is saying is here they are talking about the human, that's behavior, living being. He says both are Maya. What the birds do, controlling its own hunger and feeding the children, is also induced by Maya, and the human's behavior towards having children with the expectations that they will be pratyupakara in the later stages, that is also due to Maya. He says both are the works of Maya. Here we are talking about behavior. Pitru and all is another subject. It is not going to come here. So awareness, the lower knowledge or the higher knowledge, both are subject to delusion in this world. The lower knowledge or the higher knowledge, he says that both are subject to Maya, moha in this world. Maya. Everything is controlled by Maya. That is what they say. Jnanepi sati pashyedhan. To understand this, what I have just said about the behavior, look at this bird. Pratham chava chanchushu. Chanchushu is actually beak. Chanchushu is the beaks of the younger ones. Padanka means bird. Padanka means the one with the wings. They are birds. Padanka. Padanka chava chanchushu. Khana dhruthan mohat petyamanan apikshuda. Mohat petyamana. Just out of delusion. This also happens out of delusion. What happens? They are busy that hurling that food inside the beaks, small particles. That is khana dhruthan. Khana dhruthan means very, like, it will not fall outside. It will aim at it and put it inside the beak. The birds, if you notice, like it will aim and just push it under its beak firmly. Khana dhruthan. Mohat petyaman, that is also happening out of delusion. Holding its own hunger, that is one. Petyamana napi shuda. Holding its own hunger. The bird is hungry, but it is feeding the younger ones first before eating it. That is also happening out of delusion. Mohat petyamana. The behavior of these birds, feeding the younger ones, holding its own hunger, also happens because of delusion, because of Maya. Jnanepi sati pasyetam. Look at this. Padankan chava chanjushu khana dhruthan mohat petyamanan api kshuda. Even after being hungry, they continue to feel the pangs of hunger, but out of delusion, they feed the younger ones first before eating. Contrast to humans. Manusha manuja vyagra sabilasha suthan prati. Lobhat pratyupakaraya nanvetan kim na pashyasi. Don't you see this? Kim na pashyasi, don't you see this? Humans long for offspring. If someone does not have kids, that's all, branded. No? They expect gratitude in return from their kids. They expect gratitude. Manuja Vyagra. Manusha Manuja Vyagra. The intent to have a son is that. Because the humans are given the reasoning power, he expects gratitude from his children for taking care of them. At least be grateful to your parents. We have to understand one thing here. It is not birds are magnanimous and humans are mean. We have to be very clear. It is a very thin line he is treading upon. It is not birds are magnanimous in their attitude and humans are mean and selfish in their attitude. They both act upon their instincts, which is controlled by Maya. This is the crux of it. It is not we are doing anything wrong or the birds are doing anything wrong, anything right, not wrong. So many times the mother of the house, all of us are mothers here. Being mothers of the house, first we love to feed everybody. That is the instinct of being a mother. We love to see everybody happy and contented before we eat ourselves. So many times in big families, the mothers have sacrificed so much. Because the children were young and small, they would not even know that there is something left for mother to eat or not. We have heard that. Our parents have done that. It's not like this age is different. That age, she will make sure that everyone in the house is well fed before she eats whatever morsel left in the vessel. That is the instinct. It says like, it is not the birds are magnanimous or mothers are magnanimous for this matter to compare ourselves, and humans in general are selfish or pathetic. No. Both the situation happen out of their instinct, which is controlled by Maya. To understand that. This is the behavioral aspect. Mahamaya plays a bigger role in this, binding us to the base. To free us, only she has to take out all the shackles, remove the shackles before. So Manusha, Manuja Vyakra, Sabilasha Sutan. This got the intent to have a son, the expectation to have a son. Lobha Pratyupakaraya. He wants gratitude in return. Nanvetan Kimna Pashyasi. Don't you see that happening in the world around you? Tathapi Mamathavarte Mohagatte Nipatita. Mahamaya Prabhavena Samsarasthiti Karina. This is exactly the way the Mahamaya works. You are thrown into this whirlpool of samsara. The attachment. You are, my son will take care of me. Where is that my son comes? Where is that my comes? Your attachment towards the person. It is your duty to feed your offspring, your children. But why do you expect it back from them? The attachment, that is like, that is what he's saying. Like the difference, the instinct puts us back into the whirlpool of attachment. Mahamaya, this is the power of Mahamaya. Throwing us into this whirlpool. Mahakatte Nipatita, being thrown into the whirlpool of attachment is, so we just get completely sunk into the the delusion that it is mine, it is this is mine, that is mine, my people, my son, my house, or mine, everything mine. That in that delusion we are all pushed into that delusion, and that is exactly the power of Mahamaya, he says. By the Mahamaya Prabhavena, this is the power of Mahamaya, Samsara Sthiti Karina. She is the reason for this, continuing this cycle of samsara. So long you are into the whirlpool of attachment, you will be just going round and round in the whirlpool, and it is only to attempt to come out of the whirlpool is a Herculean task. How you are going to come out? Only she can grace us. Okay? That's what he says, like, very beautifully explained. The Indriyas are very common to all living beings. Hearing is there, seeing, feeling, and smelling and touching. All these things, even every animal has got some kind of, like, even dog, you take dogs for smell. I mean, there is, this Indriyas are very prominent in all living beings. Not alone left only for human beings. But we have to understand one thing. Whatever information we gain through Indriyas are all flawed information. We don't know what the reality is. We believe what we see. We believe what we hear.
It's again colored by perception. It's how we perceive.
Yeah, that is like, the perception of senses is so deceptive. It is so deceptive. You cannot, like, you cannot clearly see what is actually the truth. They say there is more confusion is added when reasoning, emotion gives a very different color to that. I will not say. And the memory is the worst. What happened in 1928 also we will remember now, and then say, see, it happened then, it is happening now, and this is what it is, exactly the same. No? To the date, to the hour, we all will know what happened then, what is happening now. The same thing is being repeated now. So the same problem is continuing for the last so many decades. No?
I think we have the special ability to weave stories also.
Yes, that is what emotion gives a color to that. Emotion gives a lot of color to that. We don't realize the way we perceived it 10 years back is not the same the way we perceive it now. If you had met me 10, 15 years back, I am not the person that you are seeing now. People who had met me those many years back will not believe I am like this now. In the same way, you cannot believe I would have been like that then. Perception changes, life changes, your priorities changes. So emotion gives a very, very colorful image of, it gives a different color to that. The way that you are affected, how much you are hurt, especially hurt. Correct? Especially hurt. If someone had hurt you in some way or the other, you would have felt that hurt at that time. Let that be repeated. The hurt will be multiplied with that hurt more now. No, I am facing it because I know it. I have experienced it. That's what I am talking is not someone else's experience. I am talking my own experience. Things happen. So many times, because your perceptions are wrong, flawed, all your informations that you are getting through your flawed senses are not right. So your conclusions are faulty. So, because you have perceived by the senses which are faulty by nature, the conclusions that you have arrived at is also remains faulty. It is not right. This is how, see, Mahamaya playing, I'm just explaining the way it is been, like, the flawed conclusion. What the crown of all the flaws are our own ego. Everything we see in this world in relation to this I. The experiences that we have in relation to this I. How I feel about it. Whether I am hurt or whether this one gives me happy. Everything in this world is in relation to this I. The ego is the crown of all the flaws. When you go and think about it, how these people have, we all talk about psychology now. How much they have thought about it and would have, the written and how true they are. That is I was blown away by the whole thing because it is very, very true. So so the knowledge, what we perceive through the senses is relative. It may be different to you and different to me and different to each one of us. It is not the same knowledge. Maybe we will not be as bad as looking at deer only as food, but I can look at deer from any angle, like a species, or what is the species, or a poet, or an artist, or whatever be it. Each one of us can have our own perception about the deer. But the tiger looks at it as its food. That is also a perception. No? So, what I am saying is, all the perceptions that we have are imperfect. They are not perfect ones. All the perceptions we have, flawed, imperfect perceptions. Because our senses are flawed, guided by our ego. We want to see what we see what we want to see. We hear what we want to hear. If somebody is going to praise me, I will be very happy to hear that. How much I will take a criticism as very sportively as being praised. No? Those two are different. So both are imperfect. It is not like you are... Criticism is also because it is one's perception. Again, at the end of the day, so when you look at it like that, you cannot say your own perception about things are faulty and their perception about things are also faulty. We are all living in a faulty, imperfect world, which is called Maya. Why the world is called Mithya Jagadadishtana? World is Maya. World is not real. It is because world is perceived by your senses, which is controlled by your ego and self-interest. It cannot be correct. It cannot be the right one. It cannot be the real world. That is something is conveyed here. Tannatra Vishmaya Karyo Yoga Nidra Jagatpatehe Mahamaya Hareschaisya Taya Sammohyate Jagad. Vishmaya, being astonished. Do not be a Tannatra Vishmaya. Don't get astonished. Why this Mahamaya is doing so much? Don't get astonished. The same Mahamaya in the form of Yoga Nidra. Yoga Nidra is the meditative sleep of Mahavishnu. Yoga Nidra is the meditative sleep. In the form of Yoga Nidra, made Mahavishnu sleep there. The same Mahamaya is doing all this delusion in this world. The same, she is not different. What the Mahamaya who put Mahavishnu to sleep is the same Mahamaya who is doing all the drama in this world. They are not different, they are the same. Jagatpatehe. Karyo Yoga Nidra. Jagatpatehe. Jagatpatehe is Mahavishnu is this Lord of this world. She She is the same. Yoga Nidra is the same Mahamaya who is now acting crazily in this world, putting us all to act crazily. We have to say it like that. She's not crazy, we are crazy. Jnaninamapi chetamsi Devi Bhagavati Hisa Balada Krishya Mohaya Mahamaya Prayachati. This, I don't think I should say the meaning for this. I must have said this 2 lines n number of times during all my discourses. Jnaninamapi chetamsi Devi Bhagavati Hisa. This great, blessed Mahamaya, Bhagavati, goddess. She's not simple, she's the goddess. She even puts the minds of the wise into the delusion, She forcibly pushes them, Balada Krishya Mohaya, forcibly pushes them into delusion. She does not spare because you are a jnani. For a second, you can reach the pinnacle. For a second, you will forget that it is happening due to Maya. And you fall down miserably from there and you get hurt badly. But she does not spare even the wise men or wise people. She pushes them into delusion forcibly. Balada Krishya Mohaya Mahamaya Prayachati. Beautifully it is explained here. Why even the wise cannot escape Maya. When we see from here, the moon looks so huge. Because everything in this world is controlled by time and space. Desham, Kalam. Space and time. Moon from here looks so big, but the stars look very small. You mean to say how deceptive it is? Very well, if you call a child and ask, they'll say star is a small minuscule one, moon is a big one. No. But in reality what it is? Stars are much, much bigger than even the earth or the sun. Sun is also one of the stars. They are much, much bigger than. But they look small because of the distance they are in the sky. They are far away in the sky. And they are millions of years old. The light that a star emits takes millions of years to reach the earth. So many times the star that emitted the light would have faded away. Light is still reaching the earth. Deception. It is Maya. Why anybody can be deceived? By looking at the moon and looking at the stars. Ordinary people can be deceived. All of us can be deceived. We itna bada kiya hai, sab aisa, we have put all the moons and all the planetary system. And the stars you see, it's all just dots. That picture is so huge. No? But the stars, how they are? Like a dot. But they are huge. They are millions of years away. The light that travels from the star takes millions of years to reach this is Maya. This is like, they are giving different examples for us to understand what Maya is. We are experiencing from our own lives, but he is so good, He says like there are two types of Maya. Avidya Maya and Vidya Maya. Avidya Maya binds us to the samsara. Maya at its best binds us to the samsara. Vidya Maya releases from the samsara. That is also, Vidya is also Maya. It's this thing. Don't get carried away by the knowledge, because knowledge is also controlled by Maya. You feel that you are knowledgeable. But whatever your knowledge is, that is also controlled by that Maya. Blessed Maya. Bhagavati. Where to go? Even the liberation is controlled by her. She breaks every bond. It is only when we understand the way the Maya works, then slowly I will say it is very easy to deal with life much better than what it was. If you understand the ways, we are all not going to become a sannyasi and go sit in the forest, right? We're not going to give up our lives because we have got all our Maya, no? We have got all our commitments. But at least, so many times, so many relationships, so many experiences in our lives affect us very badly, which we can avoid if we understand the way the Maya works. That is actually the least it can help us to deal with experiences, to deal with our own interactions with other people. This helps. Taya visrujyate vishvam jagadeda characharam. She creates this universe. Visrujyate vishvam. Srujyate vishvam. She creates this entire universe. Jagadeda characharam. Moving, and this characharam is the word I think is exclusively for Sanskritam. Charam, acharam. Characharam, moving. That is the best transliteration we can give. Probably the worst. There's no comparison. Moving and unmoving. So, what is moving and what is not moving? Jagadeda characharam. So she is the one who created everything. All moving things, all things that don't move. Everything she creates. She creates the entire universe. Saisha prasanna varada runam bhavati muktahi. She is the one who graciously liberates you, giving you that mukti. Mukti is the liberation. She is the one who creates this world which has got everything, moving and unmoving things. Charachara lokam. And she is the one who bestows mukti or liberation. Sa vidya parama mukter hetu bhuta sanatani. Hetu bhuta sanatani is eternal. She is the eternal cause of liberation. Sa vidya, that she is the supreme knowledge which liberates you. Sanatani, eternal. She is the knowledge which is the eternal cause of liberation. Hetu bhuta sanatani, which is the eternal cause of liberation. That is, liberation is mukti, mukter, hetu bhuta. That is the cause of, cause, hetu bhuta is the cause. Mukta is liberation. Sanatani means eternal. Eternal, she is the supreme knowledge and is the eternal cause of liberation. Samsara bandhu. We are thinking of liberation. He is saying samsara bandhu hetuscha. She is the cause of that bondage also. She is the cause of liberation. She is the cause of bondage in this world. In this transitory world, she is the cause of bondage. Samsara bandha hetuscha. Mukter hetu bhuta sanatani. Samsara bandha hetuscha. Sarva sarves. She is everything. She is the Ishwari of everything. Both bondage and liberation, which is the ultimate. As long as you are going to be here bound by the Maya, you are bound here. And the Maya, when you realize what it is, you get liberated. That knowledge is, which is the cause of the liberation. She is both. Sarva Sarveshwari. Raja is now puzzled so much. Want to go? Raja is now puzzled so much. What is interesting here? I came here with some question and now it is getting completely diverted. Whether Rishi is giving the right answer or trying to be evasive. What is happening? Who is this Maya? I have never heard about this Maya. Bhagavan kahisa Devi Mahatmyam yam bhavan. Braviti katham utpanna sa karmasyascha kim dvija. Bhagavan, revered sage, respected sage, who is this Sadevi? Kahi Sadevi? Bhagavan Kahi Sadevi Mahamayeti Yambhavan. Who you call as Mahamaya? Who is this person? Suddenly somebody has come, you are just throwing some names here. So who is this Mahamaya? Braviti Katham Utpanna. How did she originate? Braviti Katham Utpanna. Utpanna means origin. Braviti means please tell me. Please tell me how did she originate? Sa karmasyascha kim dvija. And what way she acts. I'm still not able to understand what you said. You said so many words now, I'm not able to comprehend that. So tell me the way she acts. Yat prabhava chasa devi, yat svarupa yadudbhava. Yat prabhava chasa, what is her glory? Prabhavam, avloda prabhavam en deviyoda. Prabhavam en yat svarupa, what is her form? Yadudbhava, and origin. Udbhava means origin. So, what is her form? What is her origin? What is her glory? So many questions now. Tat sarvam shrotamichami tvatto brahma vidhambara. So, he has clearly understood. This gentleman is talking about something that I don't understand, and all of us don't understand only one thing, that is, it is Brahman. So, he is the Brahmavid, the one who has got the knowledge of Brahman. So, Brahmavidvara. The one supreme knower of the Brahman. He say, you are the supreme knower of the Brahman. Tvatho Brahma Vidhambara. You are the supreme knower of the Brahman. You have understood Brahman. I wish to learn from you. Tat sarvam shrotum ichchami. I want to hear it from you. Listen to you and I want to hear your words. I wish to hear you. Ichchami. I wish to hear your words. Tvatho Brahma. He praises him. So he has understood like this man is the knowledge of he has achieved, realized the soul he is, realized the Brahman, so I have to learn only from him about this Maya. Then Rishi continues to say this. This is the crux of it. Nityaiva sa jagatmurtis thaya sarvamidham tat. Nityaiva, she is eternal. She is, what is eternal? Brahman is eternal. So, he says that Mahamaya is the Brahma Swarupam. And Jaganmurti, she has got this, having this world as her form. This world, the entire world is her form. Her form is nothing but this world. The entire Prapancham is her form. Sarvamidam tatham. She pervades all the thing that is in the universe. Everything in the universe. Nothing is left. So she is eternal. So this is something is being conveyed here. Nityaiva. Taking the Maya, Mahamaya Swarupam to the levels of the Brahman. He says like there is no difference between the Brahman and the Mahamaya. Brahman is the indweller of everything in this prapancham. In the same way, Mahamaya is the one who pervades everything. She is the form of this Prakriti, is the form of the Brahman. So Mahamaya is the form of the Prakriti. So she is yet her Nityeva sa Jaganmurtis Taya Sarvamidam Tatham. Tathapi Tat Samutpattir Bahuda Shruyatam Mama. And she emerges, Samutpatti, she emerges in various ways. Bahuda, she emerges. She is the one who is eternal. She has got the form of this world. She pervades everything in this world. And she emerges in various ways, not one way, various ways. Tathapi, Tat Samutpattir Bahuda. Samutpattir, she emerges in various Bahuda, in various ways. Shruyata Mama, hear it from me. How she emerges. Hear it. Shruyata, hear it from me. Devanam karya siddhyartam avirbhavati sayada utpanneti tatha loke sa nityapyabhidhiyate. This is very, very important, these lines. Devanam karya siddhyartam, for the purpose of, she manifests to accomplish the purpose of the gods. Devanam karya siddhyartam, whatever to help the gods, to bring the balance again in this cosmos. Because the asuras, the function, when I told you, like, the Brahman takes a form every time when the balance of the cosmos is disturbed by adharma. Whenever adharma is disturbed, dharma is disturbed in this cosmos by adharma, Brahman takes a form and to protect, to bring it back to the balance. So, Devanam karya siddhyartam avirbhavati sada. She always comes to protect the gods for their sake, to accomplish what they want. Karya siddhyartam, whatever they want, she accomplishes that. Utpanneti tatha loge nityapyabhidhiyate. She's nitya first. She's eternal. How she can emerge? She's already there. Brahman is already there. Then how can you say she is manifest again? She manifests in this form. Mahavishnu has taken so many avatars. Devi has taken so many avatars. But they are eternal. When something that is eternal, how they can manifest? They are already there. So that is the reason, that they give a very good reason for that. Utpanneti tatha loke, she manifests she manifests as this world, enters into this world. She utpanneti tatha loke, first she manifests this world and enters, and she pervades everything. She enters into this world. The universe is the sphere of her activity. The entire universe is the sphere of her activity. Though she is eternal, she is said to be born in this world because she is eternal beyond this world also. She only creates this world, enters into this world, and she pervades everything. The world becomes her playground. She is the cause of this world, and she is everything in this universe. She is eternal. Because every time when the imbalance happens, to do the sthapanam of the dharma, to bring back the balance in the universe, we say, though she is eternal, we say she is born again. She becomes like obvious or visible. When the negativity is more, to balance it, the positivity also has to be more to balance it, to bring it to neutral. So the negativity actually brings out the positivity of this world.
But the negativity is also because of her Maya.
Yes, that is what? That is also because of the Maya. For the emergence of the positivity, negativity happens. Can you take it like that? For the emergence of the positivity, for an avataram to happen, the negativity happens. Rama has to come because of Ravana. If you take about each of the avataram,
Seesaw.
yes, which we don't know which way it goes. It becomes a playground. That is why they say Lalanam Lalita. The name that we give her is Lalita. It's very playfully it is done. It is like a seesaw. Like, one goes up, one goes down. No? She is said to be born. She is permanently here. It is said that she is born in the world to bring back the balance. But she is the world. She pervades everything. She is eternal. Only to bring back the balance, she is obviously seen. That's all. And we call it as being born into the world. It is only our perception, which is actually wrong, controlled by her. Anyway, what is the big deal? No? Yoga nitram yada vishnur jagatye karnavi krute astirya seshama bhajat kalpante bhagavan prabhu. At the end of a kalpam, for us one kalpam is one day for Mahavishnu. After the day's work, when the entire universe merges into the source again, we all go back to the source. Nothing gets destroyed. In our Hinduism, there is no destruction. We get dissolved in that. We get dissolution, not destruction. There is no destruction. It gets dissolved. There is dissolution. We have to understand this. This is our base concept. We go back to the origin from where we started our journey. It is a circle. We end from where we started. So in the same way, at the end of the kalpam, when everything is absorbed back into the source, that is the Brahman, Vishnu wants to stretch his legs. He had a long day probably on his Adishesh. Vishnu stretches himself, which Jagatye Karnavikrite. After taking care of the entire world, poor thing, he just wants Asteriya Seshama. He's just stretching out on the serpent, Adiseshan.
So this, here it is Maya's play.
Maya's play.
But Vishnu is...
No, what happens the dissolution and creation does not happen one after another. There is a lull period in between. There we saw it in, actually Lalita Sahasranama had explained this. Mula Prakriti, how she emerges. What happens after everything is absorbed back into the Brahman? It stays in the Brahman as the Karana, causal body, Karana Deham, which is very, very subtle. The subtlest form of all the souls are Karana Deham. In the causal body, it is all like, absorbed completely in the source, that Brahman. And it stays like that for some time. Creation doesn't happen immediately. There is a lull period where things are no creation. It looks huge for us, but the period is very short for them. One day is one kalpam. Just imagine you can compare how it is there. Aerial view is always shorter when compared going by the road. No? The same way, it works the same way. So, at the time when the souls, their karmas need to be fructified. Their karmas are when the fruit is ripe Fruit is in the seed form, and slowly it becomes a raw fruit, and slowly it ripes. After some time it falls. If it is not taken, it falls down. Like that, at the time when our karmas also, even when we are in the Karana Deham, karmas slowly start working in the Karana Deham. And at some point of a time, we have to go through the karma. Living beings have to be born again in this world to go through the karma. And at that time, again, the Hiranyagarbha comes and the Moola Prakriti comes. Ikshana Srishtanda Koti Ishvara. Ikshana, she is called as Ikshana. About to deliver. When the karmas of the souls are ready to take Janma, that time the creation again happens. Till such time, it stays quietly with the Brahma. All the souls say quietly with the Brahma. Exactly the way we deliver the pangs and the pain and everything, we have it when we deliver a kid. But it doesn't happen that way. It just, all the souls go through the pain and not the Brahma. It becomes very easy for the Brahman. Here, both the mother and the child go through the pain.
Holding us all must be the painful actually.
Get rid of it. Holding us all must have been, he would have got crazy. So, at the end of the Kalpam, Vishnu is stretching his leg after a day's work on Adiseshan. Yoga Nidra comes and rests on his eyelids. She closes. Yoga Nidra in the yogic meditation. Yoga Nidra is meditative sleep and is not the sleep that we all go through. Because Vishnu is the Brahman. It is the meditative sleep. Meditative sleep, it means that is the lull period that we talked about now. Who creates that? She sits on his eyelids. It is like, mentioned in the Purana that she sits on his eyelids, so he closes it. When he closes it, the pralayam happens. Everything gets back into the original source. It gets back into the source. So, Asthirya Seshama Bhajat Kalpante Bhagavan Prabhu. After the Kalpam, Kalpa Anta means after the end of the Kalpam, at the end of the Kalpam, when Vishnu stretches his leg, stretches himself on Adishesha, Yoga Nidram Yada Vishnu Jagatye Karnavi Krite. Yoga Nidra, who is the reason for this world, settles on his eyelids. Thadha Dva Vasurau Ghorau. See, the thing is, this is the story mentioned in Vaishnava Sampradayam, that is Vishnu Puranam. And they have said like, Vishnu slips into Yoga Nidra on his own. There is no Yoga Nidra coming and settling there in the eyes. Vishnu slips into Yoga Nidra on his own. Because it takes that lull period, he has to be without any action. That is the reason we say as sleep. It is like taking the power button off. Putting it on the pause mode. It is much better. It is not stopping, putting it on a pause mode. So, to say that, he says he slips into Yoga Nidra on his own. Whereas here in Devi Mahatmyam, Yoga Nidra itself is personified as Maya, Mahamaya, and she wants to give that lull period because she is the one who is the reason for the creation, sustenance and everything. She wants this lull period to happen, so she puts the Jagat Prabhu to sleep. So she goes and sits on his eyelids. So he doesn't open it. Tadha Dva Vasurau Ghorau Vikyathau Madhu Kaitapau. Vikyathau is very notorious. Notorious. Dva Vasurau, two demons, Madhu and Kaitaba. Tatha Dva Vasurau Gaurau, Vikhyatau, two notorious demons named Madhu and Kaitaba, Vishnu Karna Malodbhutau, Hantum Brahmana Mudhyatau. They emerge from the dirt from the ears of Mahavishnu. Madhu and Kaitaba.
So this is also Mahamaya's play.
Mahamaya is, see, everything is considered as Mahamaya's play. But now, the thing, how Mahavishnu slayed Madhu and Kaitaba. That is the fact. Mahavishnu slayed both Madhu and Kaitaba. Mahavishnu was in sleep and he was woken up by Brahma and he slayed Madhu and Kaitaba. But the way I will explain as it comes, like, how Mahamaya gets intertwined in this. First we saw that as Yoga Nidra, she is seated on the eyelids of Mahavishnu. First, what is that? So, Madhu, this is exactly like what is mentioned in Vaishnava Purana. Vishnu Karna Malodbhutau. Vishnu Karna means the ears. From the ears of Vishnu, the wax that come from the ears of Vishnu, they take the form of two asuras and Hantum Brahmana Mudhyatau. They come the intent of killing Brahma. Madhu and Kaitava. The name Madhu, the sweet words that you hear, can be an enemy to your, villain to your knowledge. Brahma is knowledge. Madhu and Kaitava emerge from Vishnu's flattery. Don't fall for flattery. Sweet words, when people talk about you, don't fall for that. It can be enemy to your knowledge. That is what Madhu and Kaitava. Madhu, the names, you can deduce from the names. The sweet words that you hear is very, very misleading and they will be enemies of your knowledge. Brahmana Mudhyatau. So, with the intention to attack Brahma, these two asuras emerge from Vishnu's ears. The wax in the Vishnu's ears get transformed into two asuras. Vishnu Karna Malodbhutau Hantum Brahmana Mudhyatau. With the intention to slay Brahma, slaying Brahma. Sa Nabi Kamale Vishnu. The Brahma is where? He is seated on the Nabi Kamalam, the lotus that emerged from the navel of Mahavishnu. He is seated on that. So, from the ears they want to attack that Brahma. Okay. Sthitau Brahma Prajapati. He is the Prajapati means he is the Lord of all human beings. Praja, citizens, everything. Universe is a citizen. Prajapati, he is the one who created this world. So, Brahma is seated on the navel that emerges from Vishnu's navel. That lotus that emerged from Vishnu's navel. And what happens here? Drishtva, seated there. Prajapati is seated on the lotus. He is seeing Ta Vasurau Chograu Prasuptam Cha Janardhan. He is seeing those two asuras emerging, and he is also seeing sleeping Vishnu. Prasuptam Cha Janardhan. See, Vishnu is also sleeping here. These two, because his vision is there straight. Vishnu is sleeping. And these two asuras emerging from his ears. He is seeing both. According to Vishnu Puranam, the moment the two asuras going to kill Brahma, what he does, he shakes to wake up first. His instinct is to first wake up Vishnu, so who can save him. So he shakes the lotus stalk. so Vishnu can be woken up. Okay, that is Vishnu Purana. Here they say like Tushtava Yoga Nidram Tam Ekagra Hridayastitah Vibodhanarthaya Hare Vibodhanarthaya Hare Harinetra Krithalaya. Who is seated on Harinetra is the Yoga Nidra. Ekagra Hridayastitah, with full mind and focus. Tushtava Yoga Nidram. She started praising Yoga Nidra, so she gets out of his eyelids so he can open his eyes. Tushtava Yoga Nidram Tam Ekagra, this fully focused. Ekagra Hridayastitah, fully focused, concentrated in his heart. He started extolling Yoga Nidra, praising Yoga Nidra. What is the purpose? Vibodhanarthaya. Vibodhana means to wake up Vishnu, waking up Vishnu, process of waking up. Vibodhanarthaya Hari. Vibodhana, waking up. Who is to be woken up? Hari. Vibodhanarthaya Hari. Harinetra Krithalaya. Yoga Nidra is seated on his eyelids. So he started praising her, Yoga Nidra, to wake up Mahavishnu. He didn't move his stalk here. In Vishnu Puranam it is mentioned like, he shakes his lotus stalk where he is seated on the lotus. That stalk he shakes so Vishnu wakes up. But here he invokes, extols Yoga Nidra who is seated on Hari's Netra to wake up Mahavishnu. So first in Vishnu Puranam, as he himself wakes up, like by shaking his lotus stalk, but here he is praising Yoga Nidra to get out of his eyelids so he can wake up. Vishveshwarim Jagadhatrim Sthiti Samhara Karanim Nidram Bhavadim Vishnu Ratulam Tejasaf Prabhu. Here, like complete explanation of how Mahamaya, what Mahamaya? Vishveshwarim Jagadhatrim Sthiti Samhara Karani. Brahma praises that Mahamaya, Yoga Nidra, who rules the universe, that Mahamaya, Vishveshwarim, who rules the universe, Jagadhatrim, who sustains this universe, Sthiti Samhara Karanim, she is the one who is taking care of nurturing the universe as well as doing the Samharam in the end. She is the reason for it. Nidram Bhagavatim, she is the Nidram Bhagavati, Yoga Nidra, she is Yoga Nidra, she is Mahamaya. Nidram Bhagavatim Vishnu, she is the Nidra of Mahavishnu, Yoga Nidra of Mahavishnu. She is this Mahamaya is the Yoga Nidra of Mahavishnu here. Nidram Bhagavatim Vishnu. So this is the blessed sleep of Lord Vishnu here. Atulam Tejas of Prabhu, she is incomparable. Atulam, Tulam means weighing scale. You compare that. Atula means incomparable. She is incomparable. Now, I'm praying to this Yoga Nidra to wake up Mahavishnu, who is the reason for this. Next week we will learn that how he extols her, how he praises her, and what happens to how Mahavishnu wakes up from the sleep, and how he slays both Madhu and Kaindaba. Very nicely, how the sweet words that misguides us, Madhu. Whatever the sweet word, the flattering words that we hear from people, flattery in general, we get carried away by that, which becomes the reason for our downfall. No, we don't know, we don't have the correct analysis about ourselves. When someone flatters him, he gets carried away by the flattery, and ultimately it is the downfall for us. And the flattery also, so many times, Bhagavan ka kripa is that how he slays this Madhu and Kaitapa itself says a lot about it. This is like, because at the end of the Kalpam, everything is water. Mahavishnu is lying on the Adiseshan. Everything is in water. So they think, Madhu and Kaitapa think that, they are the wisest people on earth. They say, like, kill me wherever. They are so proud. Vishnu asks him, what is the way to kill? Because the battle between Mahavishnu and the Madhu and Kaitapa, the Asuras, happened for almost 5,000 years. 5,000 years it happens. This is the Purana that we hear. 5,000 years, the end is not coming. So that is where Yoga Nidra puts that, like, that kind of a complex that Madhu and Kaitapa feel very superior because Mahavishnu is not able to defeat them. So he puts that kind of a thing in their head. And Mahavishnu trickily plays, like, says they are ready to give some blessings to Mahavishnu. To that extent, like, they are carried away by that. That is Mahamaya Swarupa.
So-called power.
By their so-called, because the fight is going for this long and this is not coming to end, they feel like, when we can take a task of Mahavishnu, then there's nothing can stop us, like, that thing goes on to his head. They are ready to give a boon to Mahavishnu himself. Mahavishnu then trickily asks them how to kill you. They say that now they feel still confident. Oh, he is asking our suggestion. How to kill us. He says there is water everywhere. You can kill us only where there is no water. Okay? Mahavishnu is lying on this Adiseshan. So he just lifts them up to his thigh where there is no water and kills them. So the mind, how it was twisted by Mahamaya, that is where Mahamaya comes. We have to understand the story is the same. It is told by so many Puranas, and the one who slayed was surely Mahavishnu only. There is no change in the Purana. But how it is done like this? Why this thought came into their head that they are superior? That pride, that they are superior even to Mahavishnu because they are fighting for this long with him. And they go on to their pride is so much, arrogancy, go on to give a boon to Mahavishnu, who is the Prabhu of this world. And that brings their downfall. The pride is induced by Mahamaya. The pride that we get is also a characteristic that is induced by Mahamaya. If something has to happen, doesn't matter, it has to happen to you, through you only. You should be blessed to have it happen through you. If it has to happen, it will happen anyhow because it is decided, it is the divine decision. It's a divine decision. You are only a player in this part. It is happening through you, that's all. But if you go beyond that and it is going to get onto your head and the pride and arrogancy sets into you, there also the divinity comes and curtails you, like, you cannot go beyond. These are all the lessons that we have to learn from the Puranas. You should not give in to flattery. You should not have the pride and arrogance. You can never be superior to the divine, supreme. All these things, like the power power that guides you is much more bigger, much more stronger than you. This is happening playfully. Mahavishnu, do you mean to say that he cannot do it? No, it is not like that. He is the supreme power.
Or that he did not know how to play.
No, everything they know, but they just keep playing. They just keep playing. Krishna Leela, whatever we see playing to our level. That is why we enjoy that. That playing happens in that level also. We are all part of that play. So many times we don't enjoy this play, but in respect of that, it is all a play. You mean to say Krishna is not doing the Leela there? Lalanam, Lalita, we call her. We call her Lalita, the Supreme Shakti, we call her as Lalita. Lalanam, playfulness. The entire thing is a drama. Mithya Jagadadishtana, the world is not a reality. It is a presumption of each one of us. That is called Mahamaya. Mahamaya induces that perception in us that the world that we see is the real world. But actually it is not, because the world we perceive, we see are through our senses. Our senses are always misleading, influenced by a lot of reasons, especially our ego. So it is a flawed perception, imperfect perception, and it cannot be true. That is the play Mahamaya plays in this world. This is what, concise, when you concise what the Vedas, the Rishi says, it is the concise part of that. Okay. Guru Namaha.